It's Thursday night NASCAR tonight here at the Kansas Speedway as we welcome you to race 19 at 36 for the running of the Kansas 400. Last week at Loudon, Kevin LePage became the biggest, yearly meme of the season after winning a crash-filled race in the Sylvania 300. However, he has a long way to go if he wants to have a shot at being playoff eligible. Last time we've had a eligible driver in the playoffs. Last time we had somebody to get there first would be Ryan Newman back at Michigan. So last time out, we were at a intermediate racetrack. Was back at the Lowe's Motor Speedway in the Coca-Cola 600. Jeff Gordon won that race, if you remember correctly. Jeff Gordon put an amazing pitch call by Robbie Loomis after missing a crash with Rusty Wallace and Dylan Murway, only getting minimal damage in it. Jeff Gordon ended up earning his first win and doing the same thing at Dover.
Welcome to MRN's presentation of NASCAR Winston Cup Racing from the Kansas Speedway. Tell us a little bit about this track, Barney.
This track is a 1.5-mile trioval like Chicagoland and Las Vegas. Most of these drivers are still learning things about this track. We should see quite a show.
Bill Elliott has won the Most Popular Driver Award a record 16 times.
It's already been decided that the trophy will be the Bill Elliott Trophy once he retires.
The NBC car always gets around these speedways mighty fast in qualifying.
He's always quick at these tracks. You're right, I look for him to stay up towards the front all race too. That crew has been working hard all week long.
It always seems that Ryan Newman is starting up near the front of the pack.
With 9 front row starts in 2002, he's always a threat to get the pole.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
And here's the starting lineup for the race. Starting out front are the Home Depot Chevrolet and the Dale Jr. Chevrolet. Jeff Gordon, the NASCAR Winston Cup points leader, will line up in the third spot. Starting the race from row 3 are the Dodge dealers UAW Dodge and the 38 car. The fourth row has the DeWalt Power Tools Ford and the Rubbermaid Sharpie Ford. Starting the race from row 5 will be the NBC car and the Stacker 2 Dodge. In row 6 we have the UPS Ford and the Pfizer Ford. Starting from row 7 will be the Dodge dealers UAW Dodge and the Alltel Dodge. In the 8th row are the Tide Pontiac and the GM Goodrich Chevrolet. In the 9th row, we have the O2 car and the Citgo Ford. In the 10th row are the Lowe Chevrolet and the Team Rusty Dodge. Starting the race from row 11 are the Sterling Marlin Dodge and the Valvoline Pontiac. The 12th row has the U.S. Army Pontiac and the Kodak Maxville Pontiac. Starting the race from row 13 will be the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet and the Interstate Battery Chevrolet. In row 14 we have the Caterpillar Dodge and the 57 car. Starting from row 15 will be the 43 car and the Pennzoil Chevrolet. In the 16th row are the America Online Chevrolet and the Hooters Ford. In the 17th row are the Net Zero Pontiac and the Haviland Dodge. In the 18th row are the Kellogg Chevrolet and the Granger Ford. Starting the race from row 19 are the Autobahn Ford and the Target Dodge. The 20th row has the BAM Racing Dodge and the Civil Air Patrol Chevrolet. Starting the race from row 21 will be the Singular Wireless Chevrolet and the UAW Delphi Chevrolet. And finally, starting from the rear of the field will be the Georgia Pacific Dodge.
The last Thursday night race of the year here in the Kansas Speedway. You saw in the starting lineup, Jeff Gordon is currently the regular season points leader. If you remember back to Loudon, how wild and jumbled that mess got. He did win the first two inaugural races here at Kansas. Last season on Thunder 2003, though, it was his teammate Jimmy Johnson that got his first win of the season at this very racetrack. Jimmy Johnson starts towards the middle of the pack tonight. Tony Stewart starts on the pole, 66 laps. We are underway here at Kansas. Through turn 4, Tony Stewart escapes with the clean here by the looks of it. Kurt Busch and Dylan Murway trying to work together, go 3 wide with Ricky Rudd in the middle. Rudd just has more speed going into the corner. And Tony Stewart is your leader here on lap 1. Look at that. Dylan Murray is just shoving Kurt Busch to the 3rd position. Can he get Stewart take Kurt Busch to the lead? Nope. Stewart shuts the door going down towards turn 1. Kurt Busch is on the inside of Tony. Stewart holds the outside lane and move Kurt Busch to the point here at Kansas.
Okay, buddy, we're faster than the leader. Let's get up there. You're right there with the leader. Stay with him.
Kurt Busch, Tony Stewart, Dylan Murway, Ricky Rudd, the top 4. Jeff Gordon and Earnhardt Jr. battle for 5th. Remember, Dylan Murway has 4 wins, but they also seem to balance out as 4 DNFs, which unfortunately kicked Dylan Murway from 1st all the way to 6th in the regular season standings. He already has the most wins this season. Kurt Busch just almost chopped Tony Stewart. Dylan Murway trying to maybe push Tony back to the front. They've completed 5 laps here at Kansas. Dylan Murway is behind, sitting in 3rd. Kurt Busch and Tony Stewart have pulled away from the pack. Dylan Murway is going to take Tony Stewart to the front. And, whoa, big moment. Dylan Murway almost lost that car as Tony Stewart takes the lead from Kurt Busch. Here comes Earnhardt Jr. with Ricky Rudd behind him in 5th. You can see all that smoke there in turn 3 from that slide. And Kurt Busch giving up the bottom lane to fall to 3rd. Tony Stewart is your race leader. Dylan Murway has fallen in behind him in second. Those two have battled a lot in the past few weeks during the summer. Obviously, Dylan Murway and Tony Stewart had that good battle at Pocono at the road course, which means we'll be going back to, speaking of Pocono, we'll be going to the actual Pocono racetrack next week, the Triangle, or 1 week from Saturday. So if there's going to be a good chance if you're strong at the road course, you're going to be strong there. So look for these two to be at the front of the conversation at Pocono, at the Pennsylvania 500.
You're closing on the leader. You're right there with the leader. Stay with it.
Dylan Murway behind Tony Stewart. Those two are pulling away from the rest of the pack. Kurt Busch has fallen to third, and I think he's basically going to ride out his stuff. Side by side at the line. Give the lead to Stewart, but Dylan Murway will take it here going into turn one. Tony Stewart, Dylan Murway neck and neck coming off two. And Dylan tries to take it. Does he have enough momentum? Stewart still holding strong in turns 3 and 4. And Stewart drops back. Whoa. Both of them almost crashed coming through the tri-oval. Dylan is leaving that bottom wide open. Look at this. He's leaving the bottom wide open. Surprisingly, Dylan doesn't have enough momentum yet to clear Tony, and that doesn't look to be a case here. And he comes down in front of Stewart, moved Dylan to the point.
You're looking great from where I'm sitting. How's the car feel?
"13 laps complete here in the Kansas 400 from the Kansas Speedway. Dylan Murway trying to pull away from Stewart. Now turn 4. Dylan Murway is trying to gap Tony Stewart by about 3/10, but the closest car to them is Ricky Rudd in third. As my nose is itching like crazy. Side by side for the lead down the backstretch. Dylan Murway up top, Stewart down low. Coming to the line, 14 laps complete in the Kansas 400. Dylan Murway continues to pull away from Tony Stewart. Stewart actually is holding on just a little bit. Those two are out front. The rest of the field, well, they're battling much further back. Joe Nemechek, obviously, to take a provisional. You have to start at the back. Kyle Petty crashed in practice. And Robbie Gordon Nemechek crashed in qualifying. Robbie Gordon and Kyle Petty got together in practice. So those three obviously had to start at the back tonight. As surprising as all of Dylan's races he's won were during the day. Could he get his first night race win of the year? So far, he's looking pretty strong. "16 laps complete in the Kansas 400. Dylan Murway is all but checked out from Tony Stewart. while we're here, let's spend your Thursday night with the sounds of V8 horsepower.
Awesome lap. Burning diesel. That's a quick one, buddy. Keep it up. Left front tire's a little worn.
Nineteen laps complete in the Kansas 400. Dylan Murway has ran away from the field. Mike Skinner is on pit road with the hood up. Looks like a blown motor on the 4 Pontiac.
Great lap, great lap. Check your fuel gauge. Not much gas left.
As they come off turn 2 down the backstretch.
Right rear's getting warm. Keep an eye
Got
out.
one car currently moving to the top side. Not sure who that is. Making their way to the line here. Dylan Murway will lead another lap. Coming through 1 and 2. Field starting to spread out a little bit. Haven't had any cautions yet. Looks like we got blue car Ashton Lewis up top.
I want to see more of those laps. Good job.
Dylan Murway continuing to basically run from the field. Tony Stewart currently in the second spot, just got out of turn 2 and is making his way down the backstretch. Dylan Murway just entered turn 3. It's kind of weird with them racing at night that multiple grooves are starting to come in. You see Dylan, he's kind of touching the bottom line here, a little bit on the apron. But if you go into the corner, he's really working up. Same with the 46 of Ashton Lewis up ahead. He's really ran the top line, but at the start of the race, when Murway and Kurt Busch were working together, Kurt Busch and Dylan Murway were running the bottom almost on the apron. Field starting to spread out. Top 5. Wow, Jeff Gordon has moved into the top 5. Looks like he passed Bill Elliott. As we might be getting green flag stops here very shortly. Dude, you gotta pit next time by. Next time. You see Jeff Gordon has moved into the 5th spot. He is 8 seconds back. Ricky Rudd is in 4th. He's 7 seconds. And then Kurt Busch is 3rd. He's 6 back. And here comes Dylan Murway down pit road for his first stop of the night.
Got one out. Okay, we're back in second. Some of the leaders are coming in together. They're on both sides. Several of ours now pull off the racetrack and begin a long journey down pit road. All the crews are on the ready to make service to their cars. This is the race within the race to see who will get off pit road first. The group jumps over the wall and begins to service this machine. This is their opportunity to shine. They can't make any mistakes here. It's your routine 4-tire change. They'll also put in 2 cans of gas. 4 tires of gas on this stop.
Coming off pit road. So he's coming out first, but lost a lot of time.
You got some traffic. He's
Dylan Murray falls a lap down.
R88 is outside. You're clear.
And they'll blend in behind the two of Wallace.
The leaders are coming into pit.
Tony Stewart has not come down pit road yet, so this means Kurt Busch and Johnny Benson are the top three during this green flag cycle.
Car entering the track ahead.
Coming off turn 2 down the backstretch. Ashton Lewis comes out of pit road. Already multiple laps behind. Dylan Norway has taken his lap back.
Go ahead and get on by. He's not going to block. You gain another position for that man. You're clear.
So with this green flag pit stop, Jeff Gordon looks to cycle out here in second. As we make our way through 3 and 4, get to the line. Tony Stewart, Johnny Benson on pit road. Stewart looks to cycle out in second.
Got a car leaving pit road ahead. Be careful. You're in first. Let's put some time on the rest of the field. All clear, buddy.
Hey, Jeff Gordon has made his way up to fourth. He's had a strong car so far. Currently hanging on the fourth position. Getting close to the halfway point of this race. As Dylan Murway and Tony Stewart have been the class of the field so far tonight. Look at the gap that Dylan Murway and Tony Stewart both have. Granted, both of them are 0.4 of a second apart. But the furthest car back is Kurt Busch in third. Dylan Murway is catching up to the 57 to Kevin LePage. This might get interesting if those two get near each other. Hey, heads up, the leader is catching the 57. Unclear if they'll let him go or if they'll start racing the crap out of each other. Here comes Dylan Murway. He's being held up by LePage. Here comes Stewart. Remember, Dylan and LePage got into it at Sonoma, and Dylan Murway hasn't gotten true payback yet on LePage. I'm sure he'd probably like to here after almost crashing the two. As LePage ran Dylan high, now Murway's into the wall. Stewart takes the lead. Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon, and Ricky Rudd will round out the top five. Murway closes up on LePage. Ooh, kind of got on the brakes there. And down off two. And around goes LePage. First caution of the night.
I'm sure he's still angry with you. 33-21. You're losing ground on the leaders.
Yeah, that might have been payback. Just a slight single car spin. For the 57 bunch. Page gets going. No harm, no foul. And with all this shuffling, Stewart gains a spot. Gordon loses a spot. Kenseth, Dale Jr., and Jimmy Johnson all lose 3. By the way, the green flag has come out. Dylan Murray got a terrible jump. Here comes Kurt Busch and Jeff Gordon catching up. Ashton Lewis is the first car 1 lap down now as Stewart gets by him. Murray tucks behind Ashton Lewis. Oh, Ashton Lewis almost ran Dylan into the wall. Here comes Jeff Gordon to take the second spot. Murray is there. You got Ashton Lewis on the outside. Lap car 3 wide here. Dale Jarrett and Kurt Busch. Coming through 3 and 4. Jarrett still has the spot. Oh, Dylan, it's spun. Oh, but a big stack up behind. Wow, what a save. Dylan Murray got turned right off the front bumper of Dale Jarrett. And in the stack up, looked like Kevin Harvick ran into the back of Bill Elliott. Heading down pit road for what should be the final stops of the night. Gordon comes out first. Looks like Murray will fall in behind Ricky Rudd. Pace car's off as we get ready for the restart. Green flag waves. Several backmarker cars up ahead. Very similar situation to Loudon. Jeff Gordon is your race leader, but he has scored in the Hornets' nest. Got Fittipaldi around him. The 32 of Craven. 3 wide there. Ooh, boy. 3 wide. Dylan taking it 4 wide here in turn 1. And somehow that worked. Here comes Newman. Murray and Dylan Murray battling for position. Jarrett's in 4th, keep in mind. And then you got Burton in the top 5. Ashton Lewis and Joe Nemechek fighting to stay on the lead lap. Question is, what will Nemechek do with Gordon? Murray and Nemechek on the outside. Ashton Lewis on the inside. And Ashton Lewis spins into traffic. Collects Jarrett. And Jeff Burton, Stanton Barrett, everybody else somehow scatters. Oof. right into the path of Jarrett. Damage to his car, clips Burton. Stanton Barrett gets into him. You know, with all this shuffling, the top 6 being separated by 88 points. Anyways, green flag back into the air. Ooh. Dylan with a terrible start. Falls in behind Newman.
Just lost a spot with her. I'll clear, buddy.
Jeff Gordon, Ryan Newman fight for the win at Kansas. Dale Jarrett and Jeff Burton ran out the top 5. Gordon and Newman fight for the win. Oh, Ashton Lewis spins. Dylan looking to get back in line safely. Just comes up in 6th. And it looks like that might have been a big wreck in turn 3 when Ashton Lewis came up. Ashton Lewis goes for, big pile up. Earnhardt Jr.'s in it. Nadu and the 46. Ashton Lewis you saw Ashton Lewis when he came up. That was going to be big. Jerry Nadu's also involved. Could be an interesting regular season battle. Pace car is off. Green flag waves. Jeff Gordon is still your leader. Ryan Newman, Dale Jarrett, Jeff Burton, and Ricky Craven, the top 5. Looks like Craven was leaning on Burton for a sec. 3, 4 wide here. Gordon is clear of the rest of the field. And here comes Dylan Mulway and Dale Jarrett cutting through lap traffic like it's nothing. Craven is a lap down. Jarrett is not. I misspoke earlier. So I got 4 leaders in a blanket here for the win. Could be the same situation here that we had at Indy. You're about to find out. Look at that. Dylan Mulway making up some big time here. Caution has come out. Look at the damage on the left front of Jarrett. Could that hold up his aerodynamic push? Looks like it might have been an accident somewhere. Make their way through 3 and 4. We have reached the 10 lap to go rule where everybody lines up on the inside. Gordon, Jarrett, and Mulway, the top 3 when we make it to the caution flag. A lot of debris on Junior's car. My goodness. Pace car is off. Jeff Gordon, Dale Jarrett come down. 7 laps of racing left. Bad start for Dylan Mulway. Here comes Jeff Burton up to 4th. Gordon with the lead. He is clear. Can Jarrett make up the time? Sounds good. Six to go. Gordon leads. If a yellow were to come out now, that we might not have enough time to clean this up. Gordon goes high. Jarrett goes low. Gordon with the block. He can't block them all. Jarrett is there. Gordon, the leader at Kansas.
Number 88, Zuma, 31-62.
Looks like it might be a battle between Dylan Murway, Jeff Gordon, and Dale Jarrett. Gordon goes high. Big block on the 24. Slow car in the apron. That is Earnhardt Jr. He has fallen out of contention, unfortunately. It is a 3-car battle up front. Dale Jarrett, Jeff Gordon, and Dylan Murway. Gordon doing all he can. Dylan side by side with Gordon for the lead. 4 to go. Gordon powers on the top side. Still neck and neck off of turn 2. I don't think those two have even lifted or remotely thought of lifting. Dylan takes the lead going into 3. Throws a block on Gordon. Jarrett comes to the inside. Jarrett to the second. They're neck and neck at the line. Murway with the lead. Jarrett still has the spot, still side by side for the lead. Gordon following Jarrett. Side by side. They touch going into 3. Jarrett still has that preferred line. Dylan just has straight up raw speed. Just barely comes in front of Jarrett. 2 laps to go. Everybody at Kansas on their feet. Dylan goes high. Gordon on the bottom. Jarrett in the middle. 3 wide for the race lead. This is anarchy going down the backstretch. Jarrett gets loose. Here comes Jeff Burton. Does he have enough? We come to the white flag one more time around at Kansas. 5 cars in a blanket. Jarrett goes high. Gordon on the bottom. Does Gordon have enough power? Dylan covering his bases through 3 and 4. Everyone on their feet. Dylan goes high. Can Jeff Gordon become the first driver to win 3 straight races? Gordon hits the wall, and Jeff Gordon wins at Kansas.
How about all those caution laps they ran?
Yeah, I'm sure the drivers would have rather seen more green flag laps, especially the guys who ran out front most of the race.
The NBC car ran out front all race long, except for when it counted.
Yeah, I really thought he had the win locked up. He definitely had the best car, but that doesn't always mean you'll win either.
The 64 car is starting to find out who doesn't like him on the racetrack.
Well, when you're out there beating and banging on guys, some feathers are bound to get ruffled. Maybe after some time to cool off, they'll be back to racing with clear heads.
From all of us here at EA Sports and MRN, we hope you enjoyed tonight's race. So long. We'll see you next week at the Pocono Raceway.
That is 1 week from Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be out at the Pocono Raceway for the running of the Pennsylvania 500. Look at that. Basically, the entire top 5 all within half a second of each other. So Jeff Gordon gets his 4th victory of the year, 3rd victory of the year here at Kansas. Dylan Murway finishes 2nd. Dale Jarrett finishes 3rd. Mark Martin 4th. Jeff Burton falls to 5th. Ricky Rudd ends up 6th. Tony Stewart ends up 7th. Ryan Newman ends up 8th. Matt Kenseth 9th. And Jimmy Johnson runs out the top 10. Looking on through the rest of the pack, Kyle Petty with a nice run tonight, finishing 17th. Looking through the rest of the field, Kevin Harvick, another mid-pack finish for him. Looking through the rest of the field, so Robbie Gordon ends up 25th. And how about Kyle Petty starting shotgun after a crash in practice with Robbie Gordon? Ends up finishing 17th. Great run for him. Look at the rest of the field. Bobby Labonte, tough go for him. Nemechek, Mayfield, very tough races for them. For those guys, Ashton Lewis was involved in that crash with Earnhardt Jr. Dale Jr. started outside pole tonight. Ends up in a late race and blowing up late. Jerry Nadeau, Kevin LePage, Mike Skinner, and Jeff Green. So 38 cars did not finish tonight. Or 38 cars finished this race. So this is probably the most attrition we've had this season. So Jeff Gordon just earned $155,000. 5 caution flags for 15 laps. 12 lead changes among 6 drivers. Time of race, 54 minutes. Average speed, 109 miles an hour. And the margin of victory, 1/10 of a second. So next 1 week from Saturday, we will be at the Pocono Raceway for the running of the Pennsylvania 500. That will be at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And after that will be an off week as we take a look at the run to the playoffs, which goes through Sawmill out in the new road course that winds through the forests in Mill Valley, California, the Watkins Glen doubleheader, and the Daytona Tour. 3 races in the Daytona area, 2 races at Watkins Glen, and a race at Sawmill. This will be the last new track until the playoffs start at Darlington. So, in terms of point standings, that just basically the top 4 are within 50 points of each other. Everybody. Jeff Gordon is the regular season points leader. Man, this is shaping up to be a good battle. He will join Tony Stewart with 3 wins. So Dylan Murway has the most with 4. And awards for Kansas Speedway tonight. Tony Stewart won the pole. Dylan Murway led the most laps. Kyle Petty passed the most cars. Dylan Murway had the fastest lap, was the best rookie, and Michael Waltrip made the best pass. Rookie of the year, Dylan Murway is a 900-point lead over Jamie McMurray. In fact, they might just give him the award now. Tony Stewart earned his 2nd pole of the year, but we still have 8 drivers who have won poles. Chevrolet opens their point lead to 33 in the manufacturer's standings. And the lap champion award, Dylan Murway has 674 laps. The closest driver to him is Jeff Gordon. He earned his 3rd win of the year tonight. See you next Saturday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern at the Pocono Raceway.